Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Everything Podcast. My name is Aiden, his name is Chris, and this week we will be talking about the holy trinity of hypercars, including the Ferrari LaFerrari, the Porsche 918 Spyder, and the McLaren P1.
Yes.
Absolutely stunning cars. Chris, would you like to add anything to that?
Very stunning cars. I was researching all about this. I'm not a huge car guy to begin with. I spent half the day yesterday researching all these different cars that we're going to be talking about today. Hopefully I have some information that you may not already know. But if you do already know this information, I do hope you still enjoy the episode, and I'll throw it back to Aiden.
Thank you. I think we should get started with the LaFerrari. The fastest, well, not fastest, but the highest powered out of the bunch, with 950 horsepower out of a 6.2-liter hybrid-assisted V12 engine. What an amazing car. It's the best sounding out of the Holy Trinity, in my opinion. In a lot of people's opinions, it's the best looking, but we'll get into my personal opinion on that later. Chris, what are your opinions on the LaFerrari?
I've never seen it in person. I've never heard it in person, so I can't really speak on that.
Neither have I.
I've only seen pictures of it online. It's a very, very nice looking car. This car was first introduced to the market in 2013. Like he said, the car is powered by a 6.2-liter V12 engine and electric motor, which can produce 950 horsepower. The car can go from 0 to 60 in just 2.4 seconds. Now that's pretty fast. That's really fast.
Definitely very fast.
That's really fast. Really fast.
Very, very, very fast.
I don't know how fast my car can get 0 to 60, but I don't think it's anywhere close.
It's nowhere close to that.
Anywhere close.
So what are you driving in? A Chevy
Equinox.
Yeah.
2011. Yeah.
You're probably looking at like six seconds to 60, where these cars are already past the 100 at that point.
Damn. That's impressive, bro. That's impressive.
Very impressive. These cars were designed with the best engineering ever thought of during the time. These cars are absolutely insane.
Hence why they're so expensive as well.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
How much is the, do you know how much the LaFerrari goes for?
In today's market?
Yeah, in today's market.
Today's market, you're looking at around $4 to $4.5 million for a good spec LaFerrari, which MSRP was around $2 million. So if you think about that, that's nearly $2.5 million profit. So some guy is pretty happy with his investment right now, I'll say that.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to put in your pocket.
It's definitely a lot of money.
Yes, absolutely.
I feel like we should now go on to the McLaren P1, however.
All right.
My personal favorite out of the group, a car that I've only seen in person once, but it was under studio lighting, and it was a full carbon fiber example, which is absolutely stunning.
I love carbon fiber.
The way it glistens under the lights is just absolutely perfect. I actually have a photo of it hanging on my wall. I will bring it in next episode so you guys can see it. It's literally, it's nuts. It's an amazing car. 903 horsepower, V8, hybrid assist, like all of the cars are hybrid assisted.
3.8-liter engine, don't forget about that.
Yep, 3.8-liter V8, twin turbo, hybrid assisted. Sure. And it is the fastest car around the racetracks compared to all three. Chris, would you like to take over that?
So yeah, I have some interesting statistics. Hopefully I can get this right. So I looked this up. It's faster than obviously the LaFerrari and the 918 Spyder. It posted a time around the Silverstone, around the Silverstone track. That's in like England or something, right?
I believe so.
Anyway, it posted a time of 58.24 seconds. That's the fastest time. Jeez, I don't know what's going on with my voice here. The 918 Spyder posted a time of 58.46 in seconds, and the LaFerrari, among the slowest, posted a time of 58.58 seconds.
Now, when he says among the slowest, that does not mean it's a slow car by absolutely any means whatsoever. It is still an insanely fast car.
Among the slowest of the three.
Correct.
Among the slowest of the three.
Yes. Now, even if you compare a modern day, well, actually, no, I don't think we should compare a modern day 911 GT3 RS to a LaFerrari, because even in that case, the Porsche would still beat the LaFerrari on the racetrack. But still, for a car to do even like anywhere under a minute on Silverstone is absolutely insane. And for all three of them to be that close together is like, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Just looking at the performance of these cars, it's insane.
Could you only imagine just being there watching those cars
just hearing all the noise? It would be amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Watch professional drivers fucking racing them around the track.
Cool.
Damn. And I could only imagine doing that. So, anyway, So production of the McLaren P1 ended, and they only made 375 units of these. Anyway, the production ended in October of 2013, which was the time the LaFerrari was introduced to the market. It was introduced in the market in 2013. I'm not sure the exact month it was introduced, but yeah, 375 units were produced of the McLaren P1 by the time they started to introduce the LaFerrari in 2013. Just a fact I wanted to put out there.
Good information, good information. Now I think we should carry on to the last car, last but not least by any means, the Porsche 918 Spyder. 875 horsepower, 4.6 liter M180 V8. An absolutely insane car. I have been lucky enough to see 3 of them in person, a YSAC edition and 2 normal Spyders. It is a very beautiful car to get up close and personal with. Chris, would you like to add anything?
What is the YSAC edition?
It is a higher downforce, lighter weight version. Porsche does it for their higher class models for the 911 GT3, the Cayman GT4. So they have a YSAC edition for all of those. But the 918 YSAC edition just happens to be the most infamous out of all of it, seeing as it's on their Hypercar. And it doesn't add much. It adds some rear air vents and then some less weight, and also you get a better wing. But still, I think it just makes the car look so much better, like a 10 out of 10. It's a very beautiful car with the YSAC arrow.
Sure, absolutely. So anyway, the 918 Spyder, there was only 918 of these made, correct?
Correct.
So this car, can do 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds, which is really impressive. Can go from 0 to 100 in 4.9 seconds, so just under 5 seconds. Can do a quarter mile in 9.8 seconds. It has a top speed of 217 miles an hour. The standard version of the 918 weighs approximately 3,691 pounds, or 1.84 tons, or 1,674 kilograms or kgs. Aiden? Anything I'm missing about that car?
I do not think there's anything you're missing about it, other than the fact that it's one of the best looking cars on the list. You said earlier that it's your favorite car out of the 3, correct?
Yep, out of what I saw and what I've read from it. Yeah.
Now, there's a few interesting things about the 918. One being its all-wheel drive system.
Okay.
2 being the engine note. It does not sound anything even remotely close to the LaFerrari. Obviously, you won't sound like the LaFerrari, or it won't sound like the P1. None of the cars sound the same, but there's something very distinct about the 918's noise that just makes it so cool to listen to. It's a very cool car. I've never actually heard one, but I've seen multiple of them. Like I've said, I've seen one driving, but I wasn't able to hear it because I was away from it and it was super far away. But still, it was nuts.
Well, any one of those cars would be cool to see in person.
They definitely are. Especially cool if it's under studio lighting or if it's in a dealership and you can get up close and personal with it. That's what makes it even cooler.
Sure, definitely. But viewers, I hope you have some deep pockets for these cars. If you want to own all 3 of these cars, like Aiden over here does one day. Speaking of more, I would like to own the Holy Trinity too. But you're looking probably north of $10 million, close to $11 million.
Because if you add up the prices for these cars in today's current market, you're looking at around 4 to 4.5 for a good LaFerrari, around 2 to 3 for a P1, and around 2 for a 918. So if depending on the specs, it could go higher or lower. So you're probably looking around 10 to $11 million to own all 3 of them, which is a very, very hefty price to pay.
Yes.
But in my opinion, totally worth it.
Yeah, it would be worth it to a car guy.
It definitely would. Now, and just to put some comparison into the 918 0 to 100 time, my manual 2008 Volkswagen Rabbit is a 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. 0 to 60. The 918 is 0 to 100 in practically the time my car gets to 60. Jeez. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
That's crazy.
It's insane. These cars were just engineered to the highest specifications of what an automobile can be, and there's just nothing else like them in today's market. But now here's the question: did you do any research on what you think the next Holy Trinity of Hypercars is going to be? Because I have my list.
I haven't, no, that did not cross my mind.
Let's go through my list quick. So I have the Aston Martin Valkyrie, the Mercedes AMG Project 1, and the Koenigsegg Jesko. Now I know the Jesko is an outlier, but there's not really another car that's designed with F1 team technology in the modern society like the Valkyrie or the Project 1. And the Jesko is a very high-performance car, like the highest high-performance car that you can buy, nearly over 300 miles an hour top speed. For if you're getting the Jesko, absolutely you can do around 320, I believe. Damn. Which is absolutely nuts. But there's something about cars with F1 technology that is going to make me think that that's the next wave of the Holy Trinity. And we should find out what the third one should be, hopefully this year. Hopefully some brand will come out and unveil a new car. I think Porsche is working on a 918 replacement, and I think McLaren is working on a P1 replacement. So hopefully we can figure something out there so we can complete the last three for this century, not century, decade, or 10-year, whatever the 10 year span. Yes, yeah. Decade. I'm bad with my years, but
no worries.
This decade, I think it's going to be the Mercedes AMG Project 1, the Valkyrie, and another car, but we're going to have the Jesko in the place for it right now.
Yeah, that would be interesting to look up. I might have to do that. Interesting.
Might have to. Do you have any other information you'd like to talk about?
Not about these cars. No. Other than again, they're really nice cars. They're really designed very well. I was watching a couple YouTube videos on how they were designed. The screws and stuff that they use, very lightweight screws. The whole thing, from the screws to the body to whatever, it's very lightweight, very aerodynamic.
Lots of carbon fiber is used for these cars. A lot of carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber is a sexy material, though.
Yes, it is.
I appreciate carbon
I'll have
fiber.
to show you a photo of the P1 I saw in person, which I will also post on the screen in the video so you guys can see that too.
Yes.
So hopefully you guys can understand what it's like to see that car in person. I'll also post a photo of the 918 YSAC edition. I have not seen the LaFerrari, so we don't have any of that, but I'll post a photo of one anyway just so you guys can see them.
Yeah,
but yeah.
For sure. So yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got for today. Aiden, you got anything else?
I do not have anything else. So with that being said, we would like to thank you guys all so much for watching. If you guys are watching on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and like and share the video. With that being said, let's end off the week with the quote of the week. Do you have a quote of the week this week?
So the quote of the week. That's a good question, bro. That's a good question. Put me on the spot here. Let me see if I can muster one up here real quick for you guys. All right, I think I got one. So the choices we make the destiny we walk ourselves into. So the choices you make today, they may not affect you tomorrow, they may not affect you the next day or whatever, next month, next year, but eventually your choices will affect you, whether it be good or bad. So make sure you make the right choices today. Work out, read, educate yourself. Don't go out partying, don't go smoking, don't drink, don't do any of that. That is my little nugget of knowledge for you guys today.
All right. Very good, Chris.
Yes, thank you.